Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Ravens Call. I know it's been a while, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of different updates to go about that. I recently have become a dad. I'm a dad to a beautiful baby girl named Autumn. She is a Ravens fan slash Denver Broncos fan. Born in March. I know this is coming out in May, and it's just been kind of a challenge going forward. And I figured might as well take a little break from doing the podcast until things were a little more settled, especially because, a lot to unpack with free agency and the draft. And I just decided, hey, let's wait till after both those are done, see how we feel for schedule wise and go from there. And I'm excited to say that, mom and baby girl are doing really well. Very excited for this upcoming season of football to watch with my daughter as well. It's going to be some fun times. But I'm back. I'm going to try to do this weekly. Um, Please let me know if you want me to talk about anything specific. Again, I love talking about any team besides the Browns, pretty much. I will talk about some things that have been going on. I also want to talk about and give a huge shout out to the X group or Twitter group, whatever, the Ravens flock. I know that there's a lot of people in there that have been giving great opinions on what the Ravens should do, who they want to see. Really nice people as well. I was invited to be a part of that group, or I requested to be, and I was able to. So that's why I say invited a little bit. So really nice to be part of that. And, over time, hopefully as we get closer to the season, or as this episode goes more and more, some people from the Ravens flock will come in and comment and ask different questions or give their different opinions on things. Because again, I am one man. I have my opinions, yes, but maybe I'm not as well versed with a specific player, with a specific scheme, or something along those lines that maybe someone else sees differently. So, that's really where my priorities lie, in making sure I'm reading the comments and listening to a lot of people, because I've been on the Ravens flock for a good amount of time now and been putting in my inputs, and a lot of guys are agreeing with me. A lot of guys have some difference of opinions, which I really like. Very nice group to see. So excited to see what goes on from there. Well, enough in suspense. We got a jam-packed episode for you. Listen, I'm gonna let you guys know a lot of it is free agency, talking about the Ravens, and then the draft by the Ravens as well. I will brush in on some Broncos stuff here and there to kind of give it to their perspective, because I know there are some Bronco fans listening. But we're going to go over some team by team basis, then get really into the Ravens at this point in time. So very excited to be back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you see from my tabs, we have a good amount on the schedule for today. So, all right, let's start out with free agency. That was the first thing we went through. Let's just go team by team additions a little bit, and just kind of go over a brief overview of some big ones. Josh Allen got a huge contract extension, of course. Shakir's back. Joey Bosa was a huge one for them to get for the Bills. They mostly were re-signing a lot of players, which was good on their part. They're a really good team that can kind of build off of their performance a little bit there. Getting Bosa was really good. I have to see on their departures and stuff. We may go into that at a later date. The Dolphins didn't really do much. Got a good backup quarterback. They lost a lot more than they gained. We'll look at some departures here after, actually. I like that. Patriots, big offseason for them, and especially in the draft as well. We'll talk about that. They got Diggs, Mac Hollins, Morgan Moses as well, Bradbury, Landry, Milton Williams, Spillane, Carlton Davis. Huge, huge guys for them. Jets get their starting quarterback in Justin Fields. That's going to be a huge one for them. And they got Brandon Stevens. Good luck to you, idiots. What? Sorry. Say that. I'm going to skip the Ravens. With the Bengals, they did something very interesting. And what this may talk about or debate about with a lot of teams is, what side of the ball are you more important to re-sign players? The Bengals gave two of their wide receivers the highest paid ones, and they do not have the defense to show for it. They are losing money on the defense. They're trying to draft defense, but it's not going to work out too well. So we'll see. They're hoping that they can score 40 and just kind of get in a shootout with some people. But offense pretty much has to be flawless, or else they're not going to win games. So we'll see how they did. Chase and Higgins are back. Gesicki's back. Couple bumps here and there, but they lost a lot more on defense than they gained. They also have their Sam Hubbard was a really good guy for them. He's retired. Trey Hendrickson for the defensive side. He's probably not going to play for the Bengals until he gets traded. So their two best edge rushers are gone. Now on to the Browns, which are going to be they're going to be really interesting going forward when we get into the draft as well. So they signed Joe Flacco. They traded for Kenny Pickett. Now, I want you to remember that there are two quarterbacks here plus Deshaun Watson. I just remember that for when we get into the draft. They signed Deontay Johnson. I'm so glad they did because that idiot is terrible. I don't know why. He is who he is, I guess. Garrett, they signed to an extension, got an edge. Devin Bush was a good one for them. But nothing too crazy for them. Steelers traded for DK Metcalf. And they got Slay. That's about. They took Harrison from us, which I'm not too big. I just see it as like you want to take our best players all the time. I mean, he's not a really best player, but it's like go to somewhere else. But they didn't really do much in the essence of helping out their team. They got Mason Rudolph back. That's about it. Or quarterback as well. Houston, Christian Kirk was a good trade for them. Cam Robinson was good. Trent Brown. They're really stacking up the line. Tomlinson stacking up the line. Re-signing some players. Got CJ Gardner-Johnson, which was good for them. Colts, really nothing as well. Ward was really good. Bynum, really solidifying the defense, but nothing to show for it on the offense. Jacksonville shit the bed. I'm not even shocked. Titans, nothing much there. So Denver did really well. They signed Greenlaw, Funga, and Ingram, which really helped bolster their team. Very excited to see what they do going forward. Chiefs signed Gardner Minshew, Kareem Hunt re-signed, Juju re-signed. A lot of re-signings, but a good amount of letting go too, which could hurt them in the long run. Raiders had a big offseason. Geno Smith, Mostert, Kappa, re-signing Crosby. Some people on defense, but nothing crazy. Chargers, Najee Harris re-signed some offensive linemen. Got Becton, who it really is tough for us offensively because that would have been nice to have him as a guard, but we drafted well, so can't complain. Got rid of Bosa, so that'll hurt them. Really didn't do anything to help them defensively, so Cowboys didn't do anything. Giants signed Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson. Don't know why. They got both of them. They got Holland, who was a top safety. So that could be good for their defense. There. Eagles signed A.J. Dillon, which will be interesting. A lot of re-signings. Made sure to get some people there on defense as well. Let go of Slay. Signed Dory Jackson, so we'll go there. Washington got Debo, so that could be good for them. They did end up bolstering their roster on the offensive line, as well as getting some more guys on defense to really help their cause. Well, so it'll be good for them. Bears traded for Joe Thuney. I think it's Thuney or Thuney from the Chiefs, which was shocking to see that he was gone. So got a good lineman there, but other than that, nothing much there. Or the same with the Lions. They just really re-signing. Same kind of with the Packers as well. Just didn't really get too much out of it. Did get a couple linebackers, but nothing to show for it really. Minnesota Uh, Falcons didn't do much, did more in the draft. Panthers kind of got more ag. That's about it. More info too. Saints, no, nothing really. And then obviously Tampa re-signed Godwin. That was huge for them. Sam Reddick they signed. So they're looking good as well. Cardinals got some re-signings, a couple little older guys, but nothing too crazy. Rams got Javonte Adams. That could be huge for them going forward. The 49ers didn't do what they wanted to do, I'm hoping. I'm hoping that they were trying to do something different. The Seahawks went and they signed Cooper Kupp. They got Valdez Scantling, signed Demarcus Lawrence from the Cowboys on edge, so they're doing really good. So it'll be very interesting to see what goes on from there. Now, let's talk more about the Ravens free agency moves so far. So this is a report from, Sports Illustrated, just kind of going over some. I only looked at this one because there wasn't really much on Baltimore Beatdown. I like to use Baltimore Beatdown first because they are more home based. They're more big picture, hey, like if we didn't like a move, sort of a comparison there. So we re-signed Ronnie Stanley. What does that mean for us? Well, that was an A plus because that was something the Chiefs wanted. The Chiefs were going to go for a lot more money to try and get it from the Ravens to take him to do that. So we really burst the bubble of them as well as re-sign Stanley to be a vocal point for us. Now we're really good on tackles. Rosengard had a great season last season as well as Stanley. So we're really hoping that they can keep that pace up. Pat Ricard, re-signing him. That's an A plus in my book. Love the dude. Great fullback, just is perfect for Derrick Henry type dude. So really good blocking and catching as well. DeAndre Hopkins was our first signing that it's funny, we get all these players towards the end. Derrick Henry got him towards the end. OBJ towards the end. Steve Smith towards the end. Antoine Bolden towards the end. Now Hopkins. Hopkins is towards the end. But he did just go to the Super Bowl, so he does have that playoff experience, which is kind of nice because that could help some guys as we're getting into the playoffs. We have a much needed veteran to help out the guys. It's not all on Zay. It's not all on Bateman now. We have that solidified 3 and a couple good 4s. So that was a B plus. I'd say so. We got to see how that goes. Race signing our Darius Washington. This guy needs a contract extension because this guy really good. Really hoping for the best here from him. Really stepped up for us when Williams shit the bed. I'll look up Williams here in just a second. But yeah, that was really good. I'd say that was more of an A. Jack Hummel, he's more of a guy that's going to be the special teams guy, but really helps out. He's supposedly really good from what I've watched on him as well. Also could be another guy that kind of takes over for Trenton Simpson since last season he didn't do as well, but I'd give that more of a B than a B minus. Wallace, having him back's an A. Put him as special teams too. Ben Cleveland, yeah, C. Cooper Rush is a good backup quarterback, it's B plus, so that'd be good. Sorry here. A little bit disjointed, so I do apologize. We're gonna look at notable departures. Sorry. So for notable departures, Bills lost Von Miller, Smoot, Cooper, Hollins, Douglas, which is going to be huge for them. There, Dolphins, as you can see here, lost Armstead to retirement. Mostert to the Raiders. Tyler Huntley, Calais Campbell, Manuel here. Couple people on the line. Fuller, Hollins, most likely Ramsey too. Boyer. Patriots did not. They lost and Andrews, which is kind of interesting on my end from them, but didn't lose as much as they'd like. The Jets lost a good portion, but that was just due to the fact of terrible play from a team that should have been better there. Ravens We lost Darius White back to Bills, obviously. Pierce retired, which hurts. We do have some guys still waiting out in the wind. Justin Tucker, we'll talk about here in just a second. That happened today, which is something interesting there. For the Bengals, they lost Trent Brown and Kappa, which are huge linemen for them. Sam Hubbard retired, Ranks went somewhere else. Mike Hilton will probably go somewhere else. So will Von Bell, so that hurts their uh, secondary, which is going to be tough for them. And obviously, you see here a lot of losses for the Browns. I can generally tell you that none of them are really signed, which is very surprising to me that Nick Chubb is not signed, but that's how it goes. For the Steelers, they lost Fields and Wilson. So they lost Najee Harris and Mike Williams. So they're going to be looking to take on something. They lost Preston Smith, as well as a couple corners and a safety. So they will be fighting for their spot back. Houston lost a lot of linemen. So they're really trying to beef themselves up there. Colts didn't lose too much. Jacksonville lost pretty much everybody because they were just throwing it away at this point, as did the Titans. Broncos are the team that didn't really lose almost anything, which is kind of crazy to me. Kansas City lost Thoney, Humphreys, Hopkins. I mean, they lost a decent amount of their uh, of some guys, but they're still in a good spot. Raiders probably lost as much as they gained, which was very interesting. Chargers, that's kind of tough. They lost Joey Bosa, which was a huge one for them. Marcus May, Samuel Jr., they're probably going to lose as well there. Cowboys lost Zach Martin to retirement. Lawrence to the Seahawks, which is tough for them there. Obviously, you could see Eagles just wiped their entire thing. Graham retired. Sweat went to the Cardinals. Williams went to the Patriots. Bradbury's still not signed. Slay's gone. Bernard Johnson's gone. So they're starting from scratch again, I think. Washington didn't lose as much, which is good for them. Allen was maybe tough. Fowler Jr. was maybe tough a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Bears, Keenan Allen, about it there. Lions lost Zaire Smith, Zeitler, which is tough. Carlson Davis, a good amount of corners, which could be tough for them. Packers lost Dillon, but they got Josh Jacobs. They're fine there. A couple people on defense. Minnesota, pretty much their entire team's gone, to be honest. So that'll be interesting to see there. Gilmore's still a free agent. Decent amount for the Falcons, nothing for the Panthers, a lot for the Saints, and decent amount. I mean, most of these ones here aren't too crazy. Yeah. So, all right, let's go back to. We're going to talk about the NFL draft now. I know that I am skipping around a much. I am trying my best here to really get back into the swing of things, but I promise you things will get better. Now, for the draft, I think that we had an A draft. A lot of people said that we didn't here. So, it's supposed to be here. So, we're going to go through every selection. I watched the draft personally and was on a lot of the group chats with a lot of the guys in the Ravens flock that they voice their opinions really well. They're very good at doing that. So, very excited that we drafted certain guys and shocked we drafted certain guys. So let's get into it here. All right. So first pick, we drafted Malik Starks from Georgia, safety. Now, a lot of people draft this as an A. So I'm not surprised there. of how we did there. I mean, I'm not surprised at how well we did there. I was just shocked that we got him where we did. A lot of these teams were just not picking guys that I thought they would pick. I thought we'd have to trade up to get Starks, in my honest opinion. I wanted a safety because I just didn't feel comfortable getting a guard. I didn't feel comfortable getting a lot of other things. We could have gotten those guys later. Versus if you get Starks as safety, you make it to where Kyle Hamilton can be versatile. Washington is set in stone too, to where we have guys that are able to put the pressure on the quarterback and give him a variety of looks. That's what we want to do. Last season, our defense was terrible at the start of the season. And then we started stepping it up towards the end. This season needs to be like 2023's defense. We need to lock in. And I think we can do that. We just have to work it. We just have to work. We should have won in 2023. 2024 was a little tougher of hopes. I thought that maybe we could. But again, this is our first year with Derrick Henry, first year with defense coordinator. We re-signed Todd Monken. So we are in a spot where our offense is in tune with what it needs to be. So is our defensive scheme. Now we're just bolstering the roster to figure out what works. And Starks is what works. You wrote it as a B? That's not a B in my opinion. All right. So second round, we got Mike Green, edge from Marshall. Now this guy was supposed to be a first round pick, but he had some allegations against him from high school and supposedly a little bit from college, where he was, no money, no lawsuit, nothing like that. He was just, it was an accusation that never did anything with it. So a lot of teams passed on him. Obviously, ADC, our GM, does a very good job of screening these things, which we'll talk about here in a second as well. Everyone passed on this dude. I was shocked we were able to get him at 59. I'm like, go get him at this point. I was a little worried, but at the same time, I trust our GM to make the right choices, and I think he blew it out of the park here. We got 2 A+ draft grades in the first 2 rounds. We didn't have to trade up. We didn't have to use any picks to go up in the draft. And we did it. So, third round, we went with Amir Johnson Jr., which was offense tackle, probably going to go out and contest for guard. He was a decent one. I think there could have been there was a couple better options, in my opinion, that were there. Imbao was another one at guard that I thought maybe we could take. But again, maybe we just saw it as we're good with our guard play now. Maybe we'll be able to put him in and we'll see what we can do. Now, fourth round was Teddy Buchanan. He's a linebacker. He's really good. Very good tackler, but also very good in coverage, which that is something that we lacked. Roquan Smith he's doing decent, but he was a little slow last season. Simpson was nowhere to be found. So we obviously were terrible in coverage, which this could help here if Simpson doesn't get his head out of his ass. So we'll see there. Carson Vincent, another tackle. He did really well in the combine, really well at the Senior Bowl and stuff like that, to where I think that a lot of people were kind of seeing. And for me, I was like, what the heck? So I had to look him up and watch his tape. And yeah, he's pretty solid. I think that he is somebody who definitely can help us over time or whenever, like Stanley or something along those lines. He can be moved, he can be pivoted around. So very excited to see what he can do there. Conan I can't say his first name, cornerback from Western Michigan. I was shocked. I thought there was a couple corners that we would pick instead of him. But again, guy is fast. 6'1", 190, but he was fast. Definitely is a lot taller than most corners, which is really good. but he has a lot of good guys to learn from. I mean, we have a decent quarterback crew, could be getting a lot better. Nate Wiggins is a good young guy. Marlon Humphreys is a good vet to go after. So I think this is, if in my opinion, I'd put it as a B plus. But again, I'm not an analyst. I've watched this guy's tape here and there. But again, I trust EDC. So if people are saying this is an A, I'm gonna trust them because there's a lot of people who know this guy better. A lot of people who are excited to get drafted. This guy to get drafted to us. So maybe something that hoping that we see going forward. Now another big one we had was Tyler Loop, a kicker from Arizona. Now obviously with Justin Tucker's allegations and also with Justin Tucker not being up to his best so far, we needed a kicker, and which we'll talk about here in a couple seconds as to why we probably got this kicker. He'll be good going forward for us. Another 6th-round pick we had was Wester, wide receiver. Definitely, 4.446 second 40-yard dash. So he's very fast. So he could be somebody that we use on certain plays, but he is definitely going to be a very good punt returner, I think, as well. That could be good. So excited to see what goes on there. My pick that I was the most excited for was this pick, this Pebbles DT. We need DT help because Pierce is retired. I really thought this guy was perfect. He's going to be playing alongside Metabike. So I really think that this is something that we needed. It could be very effective, and I'm very excited to see what happens from here. Robert Longerbeam, corner from Rutgers. I think that's a really good pick. Good corner that can really learn from Marlon Humphreys, especially if he's able to play the slot corner as well. Garrett Diller, another one that it's like, we did really good this draft. I put us in the A category. A lot of other teams put us at B plus, which I think is bullshit. We didn't have to trade up and push ourselves and lose our picks to get the player we wanted. The player we wanted fell to us. So we did a really good job there. Now, the post-draft roster outlook. Let's look at this. So this is kind of the depth chart here. We got quarterback Lamar Jackson, Cooper Kupp. I'm not shocked that we didn't get a quarterback. This was amazing to see those two. Running back room, Justice Hill, Derrick Henry. Obviously, Mitchell's going to be a huge one. For wide receivers, I think we got Zay Flowers, Bateman, Hopkins, Wallace, Walker. I think Wester will make it. Miller won't. Wade and Cunningham probably not either. Tight ends, fullback, obviously, all of us got Andrews, got Likely, Kolar, Ricard. I think this is going to be really good. Main reason, too, is having Andrews, giving him another chance before we kind of say bye. I'm happy to see it because we will probably re-sign Likely to a good amount. And then Mark Andrews will probably be gone after that point. So for tackle, we got Stanley, Rosengard, Jones, Vinson, some good guys there. They think it's a lock. I'm not too shocked about that either. There, interior lineman, Linderbaum, Valele, Reese, Cleveland, very good. I think Dillinger will make it. I don't think Samaka will make it there. Defensive line, Matabike, Jones, Washington Pebbles definitely will make it. Other two, yeah, be shocked there. Ham, the locks, Owe, Van Noy, Mike Green, Robinson, Isaac. I like our edge rushers, but not as much as I really like them. Robinson did come up big here soon. Isaac has some big shoes to fill. Our bubble guys, I don't think will make it. For linebackers, Smith, Simpson, Buchanan, Hummel. I think all those guys are going to make it. I'd be shocked if they didn't there. Safety, Hamilton, Starks, Washington. Yeah, those would be good. I think keep Kame, Brady would probably be done there. Cornerback, Humphreys, Wiggins, Uca, TJ Tampa. TJ Tampa has not gotten a lot of reps yet, so we'll see how that goes. I don't think Armour Davis will be someone we keep. Owen or Linderbeam will definitely be people I think there that could help us there. A specialist, obviously, we got Stout. And then kicker, we have Justin Tucker and Loop. But we will see about that one there. So this is about projecting the roles for the rookie class. What do we see each of them doing? Well, Starks, obviously being our first round pick, will definitely be a starting safety for us. He's definitely going to be one of those guys that helps Kyle Hamilton just become that linebacker or become whatever he needs to be. Where we're in a good spot. Where we're in a good spot to really push the pedal to the metal there. We'll see how he goes there. Mike Green, definitely be a rotational edge rusher. I do see him being somebody who could challenge Oweh for that spot. I know Van Noy's getting a little bit older, so Mike Green could come up there, and those two could be the faces of our team for years to come, being Oweh and Green. We'll see on that. Mary Jones, I definitely could see him could definitely go for one of the guard spots. We'll have to see on that. I'm excited to see what we do there. We do have a swing tackle, so Jones may be somebody who goes to be that guard spot, but we'll see there. We don't know for certain yet on that. Buchanan, he'll be a backup linebacker, of course. Yeah, of course, special teamer. Could be someone who takes over Trent Simpson's spot. Benson, backup offensive tackle. Yep, for sure. Could end up being somebody good here at some point, but he'll need time. Conan, backup cornerback, obviously, still probably really good. Still somebody who could be very interesting to look out for. Kicker, he's going to be a starting kicker. I don't doubt that. Wester, I definitely think is going to be our return specialist as well as our backup receiver. Pebbles could end up being a starter next to Matabike here soon. Definitely could be someone who's a big threat for us going forward. But we'll see. I mean, this guy's ready to prove himself. He's so much a Raven. Linderbeam, also again backup corner, and Dillinger. He could be a very good one as well. That could compete with. It could compete with what's his name? For guard, Lele and 40s. So very excited to see what we do here. And last but not least, this just happened today. Justin Tucker was released from the Ravens after allegations of improper conduct. It was said to, what was it? Been released. Eric Takacs described this release as a football decision. Sometimes football decisions are incredibly tough. This is one, for instance, considering our current roster, we made the decision to release Justin Tucker. So obviously he did it. I mean, that's just me because we signed Mike Green, who had nothing. We checked him, everything like that. We vetted him, all this kind of stuff, right? Then you go and you release Justin Tucker. So I feel like he did it. Also, just getting a kicker was, I think, the best thing for us here. There. So we're going to look at our roster. We're going to look at some rosters here a little bit. Main reason just because I want to see what's going on here a bit. Okay. Make tough decisioning. Do the kicker. Yeah, I think we're in a good spot as well. So for the Ravens, it's a tough decision to release him. I have thought without question that we were going to. Even it kind of made it very clear once we drafted a kicker as well. So this is our team, obviously. Um, this is how we're looking so far. Lamar, Henry, Flowers, Bateman, Hopkins, Andrews unlikely, Ricard, Stanley. They say Ben Cleveland. I think Voorhees will get the start over Ben Cleveland. Linderbaum, Falele, Rosengarten. I think that our guards are the positions that couldn't end up having the biggest time keep their jobs. Got Matabike, Travis Jones, Washington, which I think Pebbles could end up being that guy there. Van Noy, Roquan, Simpson, Robinson, obviously always in there. So is Mike Green there as well. We got Wiggins, Hamilton, Starks, Owuse, I think that's Owuzie, and Humphreys, which again, I think we got a good team. And then Loop and Stout. So very excited to see what we do from here. There. Now, I'm going to look at the Broncos as well. This is a team that my wife loves. They did decent in drafts, more free agency wise, but let's go over them. Bo Nix, McLaughlin, and Harvey. Harvey's the guy they drafted. Sutton, Mims, Falele, which I was kind of shocked they didn't try to go for a big wide receiver. But, they're doing their own path, I guess. Ingram was their big, huge tight end. I'm glad they got him. They needed help on the tight end. Burton, Bowles, Powers, Wattenberger, McGlinchey, Menzer. I mean, these guys were great offensive line last season, so hopefully they can keep it up. Now let's see. You got Zach Allen, Jones, same guys. Franklin Myers, same guy. Benito, Singleton, Greenlaw, which Singleton was out last season. So, and kind of Greenlaw will be too. So Drew Sanders, Snard, Ellis will be guys that will step up there. Cooper as well. We got Sertan, Jones, Funga, Barron, McLennan. Now, Riley Moss is still there. Riley Moss is definitely somebody who, he's probably going to end up playing corner here at some point. It's just shocking that they already have him, Barron, starting. But we'll see how that goes. PJ Locke is another good safety they have as well. So this defense got a lot better, which is shocking that they could get better. They were a really good team last season. Now on to the Bills. Got Allen, Cook, here, Coleman, Palmer. Now, they did not do as well in the receiving corps. That's going to hurt them in the long run. Got Knox, Kincaid as well, Dawkins, McGovern, Brown. So they did change up their guard play a little bit. So that could come in to hurt them a little bit. Uche, Jones, Ed Oliver, Joey Bosa. That is a tough line to go in there. Milano, Bernard, Williams. Bernard, Milano are very two good guys. Benford, Rapp, Hamilton, Harrison, and Johnson. Now they did pick up Harrison as their first round pick as a corner, so he will be there. He will be very good as well. In my opinion, they didn't pick up as much as I thought they would, which is kind of good for me there. Because we will be playing the Bills. We'll go Chiefs, because Chiefs are another threat team there. So we got Mahomes, Pacheco, Worthy, Rice, Brown. Now, I feel very confident in my team at this point. Worthy's good. Rice is good. Hollywood Brown's not. They switched up their core a little bit here. They picked up more. They got more. They are struggling over here on this side, so I'm taking advantage of Taylor and Moore if I can. Green Humphrey's still solidified, so is Trey Smith. See for their defense. Loftus is huge. Imu will probably be at right defensive end there because they're a little shorthanded there. Tillery was good. So was Chris Jones, obviously. Tranquil, Bolton, Chanel, McDuffie, Hicks, Cooks, Bolton. So there is a lot of places where these guys did screw up because no one wants to play for the Chiefs. And I think that's going to put a dent in some people's things there. For the season going forward, we don't know. We know who we're playing. Let's look at. We don't know who we're playing. We know our future opponents. Okay. After the draft, now we can assimilate. Who do we have? All right, let's look. Let's go home teams. So Bengals are heavily going to be offense. We bolster our defense to hopefully counteract that. Our offense will flow through them pretty easily because they did get some guys on defense, but not enough to help them. Browns are in shambles. Steelers aren't the same team. They may get Aaron Rodgers. We'll see on that. Patriots, decent team, but we'll definitely win there. Jets will definitely win. Bears will win. Lions will be a tough game, but we normally win there. Texans, we normally kill them. Rams will be probably one of the toughest games at home because they are so lethal. Stafford's still a great quarterback. They don't have Kupp. They do have Nakua and Adams. So that will be very tough for them to play against. Our away games are the tough ones, which kind of sucks. We do have Bengals, Browns, Steelers, of course. We do play the Bills at the Bills. That's something that is definitely tough to have had. Hopefully, we get that rematch there. Vikings will be a lot easier this season. There's that. Packers will be a tough challenge. Dolphins, I'm not too worried about because they're probably going to be without Ramsey and Hill at some point. And then we have the Chiefs, which the Chiefs are the one team that the Chiefs and the Bills. I don't know whether I want to win or whether I want to lose. Main reason is because it seems like every year the team that loses in the regular season always wins in the playoffs. So that's just me, but I'm very excited for the season to start. Very excited for this Ravens team. We'll go more in depth next episode. I know it's going to be one of my longer episodes. It's just because we're getting back into the swing of things. So let's wrap for a second. That is going to be it for this episode. So let's talk about what's going to be happening going forward. So obviously, I'm in the Ravens Flock channel. I like to, talk there. I'm going to post that my podcast is live as well. And again, too, if you guys have opinions, comment on my page. I'll bring it up in the next episode for sure. And, if you want me to answer a question or you want to have a discussion about something, we can talk about that. Very excited for the season. Very excited with how the Ravens drafted as well as how they played. Yes, there's some players I wanted, but you can't have everyone, and even then, most of them don't pan out. So Ravens is really good drafting, really good in free agency. We got what we needed. Now it's on to hunting the Super Bowl, and I know that everyone's hungry. So I will continue to post every week. The episodes will be live on Wednesday at 12. So hoping to continue on and bring you more content as well. Hopefully getting more comments to where I'm able to spark up maybe some different debates that I normally wouldn't, or some interesting questions going forward. So very excited there. Well, Ravens Nation, want to let you know as well, a podcast available on YouTube, Spotify, as well as Apple Podcasts as well. Links are in everyone's descriptions below. Let you know how things go going forward. Mainly YouTube is the one where I'm watching a lot more, as well as Spotify. So let me know on that if you want any polls or something along those lines. Thanks again for joining us today, Ravens Nation. Until next time, stay fierce, stay loyal, and keep rooting for that purple and black. I will see you next time on The Ravens Call.